County Public Safety Committee meeting to order. Before we get started here, has everybody filled out a hearing slip if they want to talk anything on the agenda or on public comment? Okay. Right, can we do a roll call, Madam Clerk?
Ron Buckholz,
Present.
Mark Helwig,
Here.
Ed Peters,
Here.
Jason Weaver, Marshall Savitsky.
Here.
You have a quorum.
Okay. Number 3, collective allegiance. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, certification of compliance with open meeting law, Madam Clerk.
This meeting has been noticed to the news media and public as required by section 19.84 of the Wisconsin statutes.
Okay, thank you. Number 5, meeting agenda has been presented. We'll keep going on with the way it is. Number 6, public comment. Linda, is that what you want to talk on with public comment?
Yeah, I have that in another item.
Okay,
I don't think, I can't even read my own writing.
okay. All right, state your name and address, please.
Linda Zilmer, Edgewater property owner, resident of the village of Birchwood. And I have 2 comments for public comment this morning. One, if there can be further explanation when at item 10, that gets to the jail report. Last month, there was discussion about having more, if I understood correctly, Cougar folks out on electronic monitoring because of a fentanyl situation and not wanting to get fentanyl in the jail. There was a column in a subsequent Sawyer County record, and if there could be further explanation about that, because I know that's something that's being talked about. We don't understand, the reasoning behind doing that. And then the second thing is to request a future agenda item for your May meeting. And it has to do with the letter that's being sent out to all the towns requesting that all county highways be open for ATV groups and being road routes. So I would like this committee to talk about the public safety aspect of that, the different sections of county highways that may or may not be appropriate, what law enforcement would recommend as far as speed limits and how law enforcement could see that this could either be safely done or if they have reservations. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Is there anyone else out there wants to speak in public comment? Anybody got their hand up?
Nope.
Okay. All right, thank you, Linda. Number 7, consider approval of the previous minutes of previous public safety meeting. The approval, please. Make a motion to approve. I'll second. Okay, we have a motion by Mr. Elway, second, Mr. Peters, to approve the minutes from the previous meeting. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed? Motion carries. Okay, number 8, circuit court judge. We have none of the judges here today. Does anybody have a report from them?
The only thing I was asked to,
Would you come up to the mic and state your name, please?
I guess, my name's Anna Yamparo. I'm Judge Yackel's judicial assistant. He had asked just to let everyone know that the court security and facility group work group is starting back up. Judge Isham sent out an email last week and the first meeting set for May 20th. I don't know if they'll be monthly meetings or quarterly. It's just somewhere everyone can come to discuss concerns about security in the court system and the facility as well.
Who does that entail?
Let's see, there's a whole list. I think
Just judicial members.
no, and sheriff, you're on there, Waller.
So
The judges, yeah,
Public?
no,
it's established by the state court system, so they have a
the statute.
statutory specific people who are appointed to. It's required for the judges to
Yeah.
Yes.
The county board chair.
Yes.
Anyone have any questions?
No, I guess not.
Thanks.
Thank you. Okay, number 9, clerk of courts report. Art is not here today, which is sent out a report. You guys have a chance to look it over. Okay. Any questions with it? Okay, all right, thank you. Number 10, sheriff's report. Or if you got any you want to report before? Lieutenant Vinsky goes? Oh, okay, all right, Lieutenant, you're up.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. You see our patrol volume did decrease from last month to more normalized level, about 718 calls per service. See our trends for the last 3 months have shown 555 in January, 827 for the previous month, and this time last year there were more calls, 800 calls. For the month of March of 24, deputies in this period issued 19 citations for traffic offenses, 2 written warnings, 36 non-traffic citations for community hazards, and 17 total crashes, 1 personal injury, and 1 fatality. Period. Pretty much total numbers for the year so far, 77 crashes, 7 personal injuries. We will be hosting some additional in-house training April 16th and 18th at Sawyer County Sheriff's Office with a focus on media-assisted medication assisted therapy and dementia training. It's provided in conjunction with our community partner of Sawyer County Public Health and the APRC. And goes towards our office and office 24-hour really in-service support. And we have received word that we've been officially awarded a short-term speed enforcement grant in the amount of $11,844. The time frame for this deployment will be May 1st of 2024 to September 30th. We're planned for 2 deployments per week with task force partners of us and city and county police departments. We'll be out there enforcing speed, distracted driving, and conditional traffic.
Okay, all right, thank you, Lieutenant. Anybody have any questions for Lieutenant? Thank you for the good report. All right, number B, jail report. Lieutenant, how are you?
Thank you. Our average daily population is floating rate in the mid-60s. This morning, however, I checked for the first time. I think we're down in the 50s actually. We're averaging 0.375 females to 43 males. Our average probation incarceration is 24.75. Pre-sentence incarcerations at 27, and 15 sentence incarcerations. We currently have 5 on electronic monitor and 1 working Uber. And our unemployment rate is looking at 74%. I would also like to take a moment on behalf of Advanced Correctional Healthcare to recognize some of our jail staff for some life-saving measures within the jail. We'd like to recognize the following jail staff for within the past 4 months, jail staff has administered 14 doses of Narcan to either new arrestees or jail inmates that were unresponsive. These deputies are Sergeant Joey Spurlock, Sergeant Taylor Bauk, Deputy Jody Colmorian, Deputy Tanner Kelsey, Deputy Adam Marshall, Deputy Robert Miller, Deputy Anna Grant, Deputy Denise Cannegeezer, Deputy Mike Mayer, and Deputy Kelly Schultz. These jail deputies' quick responses and immediate actions and recognizing the severity of the emergency resulted in directly saving lives of these individuals. The failure to act or delay in any reaction time could have led to a tragic outcome. We are truly honored to work with these professionals.
Thank you. I got a question with the, don't we use that body scanner anymore? How are we probably getting into it?
We do. The body scanner is just a tool, not a catch-all.
Don't catch it, all of that.
It's extremely hard to catch the small paper bindles of fentanyl. I mean, anything of any metal substance or hard objects. I mean, you'd be able to see unless we're you're a licensed radiologist. So it's very extremely hard to read. We have since within the past month changed some policies in-house. We're now strip searching every single inmate that remains in custody that is housed in the general population with us to try to get a better grip on things, which I think we haven't had any issues since.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, so I was just wondering, because when we toured and showed us standard work, I thought it was pretty neat. It is, but apparently it can be. But, all right, Sheriff, you got something on that?
I was just gonna add, it is very successful, and it's tough to measure how successful it has been when it comes to tracking all the successes there. As far as you're dealing with identifying it, as well as just them coming forward and letting us know they haven't, that we can deal with it, so it doesn't enter into the jail. But as Lieutenant Ward said there, being able to read it, a lot of that, is acquired through experience with the jailers and being able to identify that picture that comes up.
So is it coming in through the Uber people or how is it getting in?
Huber and Orestes,
Correct, yeah.
Oh,
And it's hard to tell. We're doing everything we can to, I guess, get it from both ends.
Right.
One of the reasons why, our working users have not been put on a monitor, reason for some of the, policy changes. Strip searching, new arrestees coming in, so.
good. I'm gonna get it just up for my information. Thank you for that. Go ahead.
Like you say, the policy in the past, when say Huber, you come in and just go check your package, bring over, check your rears, that's no good.
Correct. It's,
But yeah, it's still,
well, things can be put on the way pretty well, so.
and these people that are on electronic monitoring, and they were bringing stuff in, does that mean that they're also using
They are tested regularly by our Huber officers, so, we're getting clean results for this.
it?
All right, anybody have any more questions for Lieutenant? Go ahead.
I don't know where to ask this, and now, from before the, jail report, on page 14, we have a graph that's never appeared in the report before, and I don't understand it.
Yeah, it's like a bunch of colors and it's pretty colors.
Yeah. It's,
Yes.
yes.
Oh, yeah, my apologies. My apologies for that. That is a graph that started based on the annual totals on the Excel spreadsheet. And I generally omit it because it's difficult to read, like in that picture.
Okay. It was.
All right, Mr. Schuman.
Yeah, Chairman, I'd just like to open a spot on the next agenda that we recognize the people Sergeant Wallace talking about, the life-saving efforts they made. Those folks need to be recognized.
Town board or?
Yeah, county board,
Okay,
Andy, Len. They're
Yeah.
wonderful to recognize it. Okay, really appreciate what they do.
exactly.
I just want to add, and I think it's a good time to open this discussion up. They are being recognized by Advanced Correctional Care, our contracted healthcare. We have a sheriff's office policy recognizing our staff for going above and beyond, and we have a criteria. And ultimately, the sheriff has the decision on who receives those awards, but I have to set up a committee so that we can have it done more fairly. And our committee has determined or decided to not recognize Narcan administered life-saving awards for that. So on behalf of our policy with the sheriff's office, I just want to recognize there is a difference between the two with our policy and what ACH has done.
Quick issue. Right. What if you save someone from hanging? You recognize that?
Yes, yes.
Well, I'd like to thank each and every one of them for the job they do well done.
There's one of the reasons that comes into play is because there's get to be so many Narcan being administered, they don't want to take away from the value of the rest of them. Not that, life saving is life saving, But you know, everything has boundaries and lines drawn, where do you draw that? And that's a decision that committee is made, and I support that.
Right, are you gonna? Then you'd be rewarding. Police cops on the street. Sort of the basis.
Yes, exactly.
Great, thank you, Sheriff. All right, any more questions for the Lieutenant Ward? All right, number C, Communication Center report.
Thank you. We just began installing some of our software that was purchased through the Next Gen 901 grant. The first period ended just the other day. Our Eventide recording software was replaced in the higher ground is being installed and finishing touches are being done with that. AT&T will begin installing their new equipment this month for our 911 PSAP. We did a Stillman server update, which is our system that runs our in-house records. Two hiccups due to interfacing that have been resolved with the workings of Stillman, Motorola, and all the partners. We had a new dispatcher that's in training, began last week. We have another couple applicants that are getting their background stages as well. Our call volume from last year to this year is up slightly. We did notice an increased volume of welfare checks and EMS requests this last
Okay. All right, anyone have any questions for Deputy Rivitsky?
I do have one other thing to add. I apologize. I forgot to add my report, but April 14th to the 20th is National Telecommunications Week. We'll be recognizing the work of our dispatchers.
Okay. How do you want us to recognize you as Deputy Rivitsky or?
Whatever you prefer.
Okay.
I'll respond to either of them.
All right, I just want to make sure that get me in there, like, right name, so. Okay, no questions for it? All right. Number D, Communication System Specialist report.
I received a brief report from Aaron Gentleman from our specialist in Gencom. He has ordered the parts for the antenna replacements on the Hayward water tank, waiting on delivery, and his goal is to have them replaced included by the end of the month. We will be having them on site. He and one of his partners, those who we hired to help him reprogram our mobile and portable radios for our deputies. The 16th and 18th. And Pipestone, Wisconsin repeaters are up and working fully. There's still one under repair with E.F. Johnson. Hope we'll be back soon. In the meantime, the state has loaned us a repeater and it's fully operational.
Okay, thank you. Any questions? All right. Number E, Emergency Management Report.
Take that one too, I guess. I'm continuing to work with the township and villages to discuss emergency operations plans and ways to improve them, as well as working with the townships to schedule possible tabletops to plan or to work through their EOP plans to make sure they're working and up to what we need them to be. Again, we'll be hosting an emergency planning course designed for emergency management personnel who are involved in developing their EOPs, which is set for October 2nd through October 3rd. Currently updating our EOPs to replace information, including names and phone numbers of those in our contact list who have recently been turned over, replaced. I attended the 2024 Governor's Conference in Lake Geneva last month, which focused highly on cybersecurity and 911 PSAP outages, along with public health over there. And in the midst of the winter storm 2 weeks ago, Public Health and I had plans in place if needed. With power outages, shelters in place if we needed those set up. Fortunately, we did not need any of those. April 8th through the 12th is Severe Weather Awareness Week, and there will be a statewide tornado drill which will take place on April 11th at 1:45 and 6:45 p.m. Instead of doing our weekly testing on Wednesday that week, we'll be moving our testing to go with the statewide tornado drill, and it'll be conducted at 1:45 p.m. on April. We have an LAPC meeting scheduled for April 17th at Amacogga Transit. In Sawyer County Emergency Management will be hosting the Skywarn spotter training set for May 22nd at 6 p.m.
Good.
Have there been any power outages reported with all this wind that's going on?
Yesterday in the morning, about 3:30, the eastern and southeastern part of Sawyer County had a power outage that North Central Power took care of within several hours. It was up and running by the afternoon, everybody.
You did a good job.
Yeah, they really did. Other than that, there was very few in the northwest region, the northeast region, that handled pretty good.
Yeah, because I'm glad they couldn't get the generator started yet.
Just yesterday morning, it was, it started at actually 12:30 and went to 6:30, so. It's quiet.
Okay, number F, code enforcement specialist. Andy, where are we with that?
New code enforcement specialist starts on the evening.
We have Andy?
Yes.
Well, that's all right.
Chazan,
Jazz
What?
Jazz and
Yeah.
female.
Evening, okay. All right, thank you. Number 11, child support report. Football is not here. Got us a report. Anybody have any questions with their report? Go ahead.
I'm just curious what this one page here, it's like anyway, this kids unit summit display. Anybody know anything about it? So we have another there.
Okay, no more questions? All right, thank you. Number 12, emergency services, ambulance medical examiner update. The billing report, Mr. Fremo.
Hello, well, as you can see per my public safety report there, that we are now officially in the new billing. They've opened up a brand new platform that we're not quite into, and we are gonna be one of the first ambulance services to utilize their new software. Yeah, so in April here, we'll be learning how to pull reports from them and, you know, how to integrate our stuff from LifeQuest into the new EMMC billing platform. We got a new billing lady that I deal with, and I believe the 15th I have a Zoom meeting with them to learn their new system. I'll be also getting with like Mike Margren, and they'll be all on board with learning the new system. The spring when I get all my CPR stuff, and we go over the mental health for my EMTs because summer gets to be pretty busy. Make sure that everybody's good, make sure that anything that needs to be addressed gets addressed. And then we're working with Adult Protective Services still on more training and more of these, when we get these requests, reporting people that might not know that there's help out there. And so we've been working really good with Rose and them about that. On the medical examiner side, you can see, you know, I got our suicides for the beginning of the year is kind of concerning because a couple of pending are suicides too. I'm just waiting for toxicology, so we're not starting out good on the suicide side of things for this year, but I am looking into that and seeing if there's anything that I can do to get out any resources that are available to people who need help. Other than that, you can see the calls by township and stuff like and things. So if you have any questions.
I have a question.
Can you explain the other county, is that transfers or is that?
Out of counties is it's transfers and like if we get requests to go to a place that we're not, you know, contracted to be. So like Bayfield County, if Minot requests us, you know, that's what all that means.
Okay,
So mutual aid requests is usually what they are.
So my question to you, Mr. Bremmel, is, the Stone Lake ambulance, where is it at this time?
The Stone Lake ambulance right now is sitting in the Hayward garage right now because it's got some heat issues, but that's the one that because we are no longer in covering the actual Stone Lake, because Stone Lake's in Sand Lake, we might be moving that down to Exland.
So did you hear any more from Excellent on that, or?
I have not. Leah left a call with Dave, and once Dave says yes or no, then depending on that, if he says no, then we'll probably look for a different area, or if Stone Lake, Washburn County comes back and needs our services, maybe we'll address it then. But that'll be something that I address with Andy, and we'll talk about as things
Okay,
get closer.
okay. Right, Mr. Kelly, go ahead. Did you say that you don't cover Stone Lake and Sand Lake?
Well, Sand Lake's in Washburn, is in Sawyer County. Stone Lake is in Washburn County.
Right.
Yeah,
You stated Stone Lake and Sand Lake, so you keep going.
Yeah. yeah. Well, Stone Lake, the actual town of Stone Lake is in Sand Lake Township. So
Right.
that's what I meant by that. So
Anyone else got any questions for Mr. Brown? All right, thanks, John.
well, thank you.
Yep. All right, number 13, Criminal Justice Coordinating Council update.
Pretty consistent, work at the CJCC, doing the TAG grant, project, including the diversion now, the recovery part is up and running, and I don't have a current council. They had, a number of referrals that they were working through. Criminal Justice Coordinator, Justice Point, the Sheriff's Department on the reflection grant. And so those things are ongoing. Some of the discussion expanded a little bit now to talk about the justice and the increase in the number of juvenile referrals coming in, and potentially looking at options for referral programs as well. So combine the court system, similar to treatment and diversion for adults, there are options for juveniles as well. So that's been part of the expanding discussion there. And then there's an update on fentanyl awareness. We allocated opioid monies to that last year, and now they're moving, that's fentanyl awareness campaign is moving on from just the awareness part of it into the next steps. Yeah.
Anybody have any questions for Andy? All right, number 14, future agenda items. This ATV, UTV in all county. I'm awfully interested in this ATV stuff. But is it already on the public works agenda?
I was gonna ask you, do you want to just leave that in the?
Yeah, I guess I can give you a kind of an update. It is on for Public Works next week. And it's on there because we have had communications with the Trail Alliance. And May has been our ordinance. May is the timeline when they would come in with new trail requests that they give to the commissioner and the commissioner brings to the committee. Part of that now with the change in the ordinance is that they have to still get recommendation or try to obtain a recommendation from the towns. So the Alliance's plan is that they are going to request, intending to request open all the remaining county roads to ATVs. So they have are sending communications to the towns, notifying them of that and asking for their recommendations or feedback on those openings within each of the towns. As part of their process to come to Public Works and they ask for those feedback.
Have you got a copy of that one?
I don't have the final copy, I will see it.
I think we need to see that.
Yeah, you will see, I mean, the Public Works will definitely see it as part of the.
Right, I'd like to see it before public works,
Okay.
so it would be discussed. Got it in mind before we.
I guess I would like to know quickly before we're done here, from the sheriff or Chief Deputy or Lieutenant Rubinsky, do we get a lot of ATV, UTV complaints that you guys act on?
I can start off and they can join in here and make, add any information that I'm not aware of. And the director here may have some additional information as far as what they receive in dispatch. By and large, and we've had some open records requests regarding this in the past. The incidents regarding complaints or concerns with UTVs is very parallel to bicycles and other recreational vehicles on the roadways. As far as crashes on the trails, you know, we have that itemized separately from the roadways, on the roadways themselves regarding this issue here. It's a complaint, 1 or 2, 3 a year. I hate to attach a number to it because that can always be challenged, but which is pretty consistent to what we get for bicycle complaints as well. Whether it's people running in packs or otherwise not abiding by the law.
Could we get that?
Sure, we can pull that data and happy to share that with Do you want it for a year or do you want it broke down monthly? Of course, in the winter, you're not gonna have much.
No, I would be okay with here. You can look at it for a year.
We would pull 2023 and that would give us a year, one more year.
I guess another thing when I'm looking at this too, you know, I hate to see this be on so many committees. I mean, Public Works has been handling since even when I was sitting on Public Works. And I guess it don't need to come to this committee. And I understand what Linda's saying. But I'd rather not put it on the agenda unless it really has to come to the public safety. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say the same thing. I think Public Works has been doing a fine job. Yeah. But I think they've been doing a fine job dealing with what's going on with the ATV, UTV, and we know what's going on. Okay? Right, there's no reason to put it on another committee, and, you know, if there's a big safety issue, we can,
Then we can address it.
let you guys know, and so can we.
Mr. Chair,
Yeah.
I just want to clarify, pulling that data, you want us to just pull data, complaints and concerns relative to highway, roadway?
Yes,
Absolutely.
accident. We still have a rec officer, right?
We do, because I want to clarify that because there's a difference in the trail system versus the roadways. And if the roadways are the issue, I assume you just want concerns brought up regarding the roadways.
Yes. Lieutenant?
Well, it's said that if you see on the report, there are times when there are ATV calls and they're assigned. So that is the basic number there. Sometimes they do get changed. A UTV crash will turn into a fatality and then that will change to a fatality accident or something like that. But there are some very basic numbers right now, and we didn't look at last year's compiled numbers. There's not a very many of these complaints.
And it's fair, it's my only thing, so we've had this information pulled, like maybe a year ago, when the subject we talked about, like the information from the CAT. And also use community maps that records all of the traffic incidents on the roads in the county. There's also a tab in there for the DNR because ATV crashes, I don't know what the division is, but the DNR actually does can you explain that the DNR actually handles the ATV?
If it's a fatality by statute, the DNR investigates it.
Well, that makes sense. I mean, everything's licensed on the through the state DNR.
Do you have knowing maps?
For the trails.
Chairman, I got a comment.
Go ahead.
I do know that the highway commissioner weighs in heavily on this, and takes all safety concerns, speed limits into consideration when they ask him whether this is safe or not. And then I want to ask the guy, sheriff and lieutenant, is there a minimum speed on our county roads? Because, a lot of times when I travel, I'm either biking or whatever, you have bicyclists out there in the lane going 15, 20 miles an hour. And I don't know if we come up on a four-wheeler or something only doing that amount, but is that a concern at all? I mean, should you be flowing with traffic as best you can?
There has been a lot of discussion regarding this issue, and I know I've had a lot of discussion with DNR and DNR leaders, Lieutenant Rick Peters with the DNR. He's brought this point up as well on behalf of the DNR. Statistically, we're finding there's a lot less accidents, concerns, complaints, if you allow the UTVs to travel with traffic at a reasonable speed limit. Otherwise, it impedes traffic. People become impatient. They want to pass illegally around them. If you have compliant UTVs, if you reduce the speed limit, if the speed limit's 45 or 55 and you reduce it, especially down to 15, 20, 25 miles an hour, that usually creates a lot more issues of concern and adds to the safety concern because people are impatient today in motor vehicles. And that's where the accidents happen relative statistically to the UTV traffic. And that comes from the DNR and is supported by DNR statistics and personnel as well.
There's a lot more of them out there every year. UTV safety, it's a big thing. So, all right, thanks, Sheriff. Yeah, question on. Oh, okay. All right, number 15, correspondence, reports from conferences and meetings.
Mr. Chair, I
Yes.
something to add there, just so everybody's aware and they may be aware, next Tuesday, I believe it's the 9th, there is, our fentanyl awareness team is doing a presentation with LCO at the casino, and it's a pretty big event where it's open to the public, the community coming in. Our team is transitioning from awareness to the next phases, prevention and beyond. And so we're working with our partners with LCO as well as partners in the different divisions and departments here, really focusing on prevention as well. And wherever Joy's going to take over the awareness part, and we're there to support them, and they're going to be there presenting on the awareness.
Okay.
What time is it?
It will be 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. Presentations are going to start about 4:30.
All right. Any more questions? I want to thank everybody for all their good reports. Sheriff's Department for a good job you guys and your deputies do. And everybody in the court system and the courthouse, we appreciate you. We have no more business. We are adjourned. Thank you.